face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello and welcome. I'm Adam Masai and this is POA News. Stay with us for insightful coverage on the stories shaping our region and beyond. Angola has inaugurated its first modern, large-scale copper mine in Manquela do Zombo, Uíge province, signaling a major step in diversifying its oil-dependent economy. The U.S. $305 million Tetelo copper project, jointly developed by Sociedade Mineira de Cobre de Angola and China's Shining Star International Group, marks the nation's first modern copper mine since independence. With an annual capacity of 25,000 tons and a 14-year lifespan, the mine will shift to underground operations by 2026. Angola's Minister of Mineral Resources, Diamantino Azevedo, said copper is key for electric vehicles, batteries, and clean energy, declaring that Angola is entering the era of critical minerals with authority. Located on the edge of the Central African Copper Belt near the DRC border, Tetelo will make Angola a new regional copper supplier while creating thousands of local jobs and boosting export competitiveness through access to Atlantic ports. Angola has been taking major steps to diversify its economy and reduce heavy reliance on oil revenues, which account for more than 90% of exports. The launch of the Tetelo copper mine is part of this broader diversification drive outlined in the government's National Development Plan from 2023 to 2027. It seeks to unlock the potential of the mining sector as a new pillar of economic growth, generate jobs, and attract foreign direct investments. Nigeria and the European Union have signed 3 landmark agreements aimed at strengthening the country's healthcare system, boosting local pharmaceutical production, and improving access to vaccines and reproductive health services across West Africa. Signed at the Nigeria-EU Health Investment Forum, the agreements form part of the EU's Global Gateway Initiative, which seeks to promote sustainable investment and partnership in Africa's health sector. Vice President Kashim Shettima, represented by Dr. Uju Roches, said the agreements mark a turning point in Nigeria's drive for health sovereignty. The president has declared that Nigeria's health transformation will not be driven by aid and dependency alone, but by ownership, accountability, and innovation. Made in Nigeria, for Nigerians, and by Nigerians, he stated. EU Ambassador to Nigeria, Gautier Mignot, commended Nigeria's shift from aid to partnership, reaffirming the EU's commitment to support the country through its Global Gateway Initiative, particularly in reproductive, maternal, and child health. The initiatives align with the federal government's broader reforms under the launch in 2023 by President Bola Tinubu. The plan targets local production of 70% of essential medicines by 2030, backed by policies such as tariff and VAT exemptions on pharmaceutical machinery and raw materials to cut production costs and encourage investment. The government of Zimbabwe has extended vital support to the Republic of Botswana through a consignment of antiretroviral drugs, ARVs, with 80% provided as a loan and 20% as a donation. The support is also of broader efforts to strengthen bilateral ties and advance health security across southern Africa. Both Zimbabwe and Botswana have made significant strides in combating HIV/AIDS with strong national treatment programs supported by international partners. However, supply chain challenges and increased demand for ARVs have occasionally strained national stocks across the region. Zimbabwe's assistance reflects a growing spirit of cooperation among Southern Africa Development Community member states in addressing public health challenges collectively. The gesture also aligns with Zimbabwe's broader foreign policy objectives of promoting mutual assistance and regional integration, ensuring that no country in the region is left behind in the fight against HIV/AIDS and other health threats.
This is Africa. the cradle of humanity, the frontier of the future, a land of visionaries, creators and pioneers, a continent of unstoppable energy where innovation meets tradition, where voices rise, loud and fearless.
I am an African.
This is the heartbeat of a billion people, diverse, bold, united by a single purpose to tell our own stories in our own way. No borders, no barriers, no filters. A new era of African storytelling is here. From every corner of the continent, from the bustling cities to the quiet village, we tell Africa's story by Africans for the world. This is the land of a rising Africa, where Africa speaks and the world listens. This is why today we bring you POA, Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
The Great Joint Cooperation Commission between Chad and Niger convened at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in N'Djamena. The meeting aimed to review existing bilateral agreements to explore new areas of collaboration with a focus on military and security cooperation. The proceedings were officially opened by the Ministry's Secretary General Dr. Djagambe Gulnigar Evariste. Delegates from both countries discussed strategies to enhance regional security, strengthen defense partnerships, and deepen overall bilateral ties. Gulbika Munuk highlighted that the meeting represents a continued commitment by Chad and Niger to pragmatic cooperation, laying the groundwork for stronger strategic and fraternal relations in the region. Chad and Niger share a long border and face common security challenges, including threats from extremist groups in the Sahel region. The two countries have historically collaborated on military and security matters, as well as trade, infrastructure, and social development. The Great Joint Cooperation Commission serves as a platform to review bilateral agreements, coordinate on regional security, and identify new avenues for partnership, reinforcing their shared goal of stability and sustainable development in the region. Pope Leo met with the President of the Gabonese Republic, Oligui Nguema, on Thursday, October 30 at the Vatican, the Holy See Press Office said in a statement. The President then met with the Secretary of the State, Cardinal Pietro Parolin, accompanied by Monsieur Daniel Pacho, Undersecretary for the Multilateral Sector of the Section for Relations with States and International Organizations. During the cordial talks, the good relations between the Holy See and Gabon were noted, the Holy See Press Office statement said. Various aspects of the country's political and socio-economic situation were discussed, especially its collaboration with the local church in the fields of healthcare, education, and professional formation of the young. During the conversation, there was also an exchange of opinions on themes of a regional and international nature, highlighting the importance of promoting dialogue and reconciliation between peoples, the statement continued. Rwanda has unveiled its first national outcomes-based financing initiative for early childhood care and education, dubbed Nukuza Neza, with a budget of approximately $13 million. Launched on October 29, the 4-year program led by the National Child Development Agency in partnership with the Education Outcomes Fund and supported by the Lego Foundation, links government funding to measurable improvements in child development. It aims to enhance the quality and inclusivity of early learning for over 25,000 children aged 3 to 5 in 390 community-based ECD facilities across the country. This initiative reflects Rwanda's commitment to quality and inclusion in early childhood development, said the NCDA Director General Ingabire Asumputa. By trying to funding to results, we ensure every investment leads to measurable progress, especially for vulnerable children. The program is part of a broader wave of outcomes-based education initiatives in Africa, with similar projects launching soon in Sierra Leone, South Africa, and Nigeria, representing over $85 million in funding aimed at improving education, quality, equity, and accountability. Now to business news. Morocco state-owned phosphate giant OCP Group is set to close 2025 with investments totaling 53 billion dirhams as part of an already announced $13 billion investment plan by 2030, driven by major projects including the expansion of fertilizer production capacity. Published by the Ministry of Economy and Finance, the report outlines OCP's long-term investment strategy, which seeks to transform the group's industrial, energy, and environmental model in a sustainable manner. Key targets of the energy include increasing fertilizer production capacity from 12 to 20 million tons, achieving carbon neutrality, and meeting 100% of the group's water needs from non-conventional sources by 2025. By 2027, OCP also aims to develop 5 gigawatts of clean energy and reach a desalination capacity of 560 million cubic meters. As of June 2025, OCP's revenue stood at 52.16 billion dirhams, marking a 21% increase compared to the same period in 2024. However, investment spending dropped by 23% to 15.16 billion dirhams. For the full year of 2025, the group expects to post revenues of 105.33 billion dirhams, up 9% year on year. Net profit is projected to reach 18.43 billion dirhams, down 10% from 2024 due to a 2 billion dirham decline in financial results linked to rising financial costs. Finally, Nigeria has approved a 15% ad valorem import duty on petrol and diesel imports, a move designed to protect local refineries and stabilize the downstream petroleum market. The directive, communicated in a letter dated October 21, 2025, instructs the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority to implement the tariff immediately. The measure follows a proposal from FIRS Executive Chairman Zak Adedeji, aimed at aligning import costs with domestic market realities. Adedeji explained that the duty forms part of ongoing reforms under the renewed HOPE agenda, targeting enhanced local refining capacity, price stability, and a stronger naira-based oil economy. While it may push up pump prices, officials say the policy ensures that crude transactions are operationalized in local currency and supports long-term energy security. The government emphasized that this initiative is part of broader efforts to make Nigeria's petroleum sector more self-reliant and resilient, reducing dependence on imported fuel while supporting domestic production. Let's take a look at the current forecast and what conditions to expect across the region. That's all from POA News for the hour. Thank you for joining us and stay tuned for more updates from Africa.